Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're trying something very new, something I'm calling Riders' Tales. Instead of the usual straight documentary, we're letting the riders themselves tell most of the story. Real memories, real experiences, real motocross history, straight from the people who lived it. I'll give you the quick background on the bike, and then we'll mix in stories, quotes, and wild moments from riders who actually threw a leg over this machine back in the day. So with that, let's dive into a bike that didn't just turn heads, it rewrote the rulebook. The 1982 Suzuki RM250Z, the first true production works bike. The early 80s were a golden era of motocross evolution, and 1982 was Suzuki's mic drop moment. The RM250Z wasn't just an update, it was an overhaul. Suzuki brought out something almost unheard of for the time: liquid cooling, twin radiators, and a design focused on keeping the engine cool for a full moto of punishment. No more overheating, no more fade. This thing was state-of-the-art design in its day. And that engine? A 246cc over-square two-stroke rocket with a 70mm bore and 64mm stroke. An 8-petal reed valve, a 38mm flat slide Mikuni carb, a fresh expansion chamber. It didn't just rev, it exploded. At 207 pounds dry, it was 17 pounds lighter than Yamaha's YZ250J and 15 lighter than Honda's CR250. Lining up on one felt like showing up to a fist fight with brass knuckles already on. Dirt Bike magazine called it the best 250 of 1982, hands down. Faster, lighter, better suspension. The others spent all year trying to catch up. Riders' Tale number 1. The pro who beat Brad Lackey. Cycle World sent a pro rider out on a bone stock RM250Z. Stock tyres, stock fork oil, everything. He lined up at a SoCal Pro event and this thing pulled so hard up Saddleback's uphill start that it blasted past Brad Lackey's factory bike. Yes, 1982 500cc world champion Brad Lackey. Stock bike. Local race. And it beat him in one moto and took second in the other. A few small jetting changes and it outdragged everyone again the following week. No breakdowns, no drama, just sheer dominance. But just why was it so special? The RM250Z's magic wasn't only top speed, it was the power band. It revved like a 125 and hit with the force of a 250. Perfect for tight tracks and riders who lived for that high RPM adrenaline. Suzuki's full floater suspension made it stick like glue and handle like a proper works bike. Because in many ways, it was. This was the closest any regular rider could get to racing factory equipment. Riders' Tales number 2. Real riders remember. Over on Vital MX, riders from every corner of the sport still rave about this machine. Camp from Texas still races his 82.5 or 6 times a year, says it holds its own against modern bikes. He swapped in 84 forks for better braking and handling and calls it so much fun to ride. Old School from North Carolina rode one with Fox factory forks. A bit of head shake up top, but still says handled exceptionally well. The one bike I'd want back if I could only have one. Tokyo Tiddler saw a pristine, never-ridden RM250Z beat a 2001 CR250 in Japan. The 82 shot up a steep hill like it had something to prove, and won. Jeffro 503 started racing on one in late 83. His verdict? Incredible. He kept racing it until 86. Not Me watched a Mint 82 win a local series in the mid-1990s at Hannigan Speedway. Everyone laughed at it on the line, until it smoked the field. Section 3. The bike that could bite back. But the RM250Z wasn't all cuddles and nostalgia. It could be vicious. Frog 1 remembers his buddy getting one at 15 and calling it a total death trap. A quarter-turn throttle and a violent hit made it a neck snapper if you weren't ready. Just MX rode one after cracking his CR250 frame. His reaction? Unbelievably faster, but too brutal. power curve like a 125 but shoots straight up. Digger 29 won 4 of his first 5 novice races on it and was bumped to B class almost immediately. His description: wicked, quick revving, unforgiving, great for some, nightmare for others. Wow 123 modded his with an Erlen shock, and CR250 forks tried freestyle at 36. Let's just say he had a few near-death moments. MX 12 boy got in more trouble than he can count thanks to its power. First 250, wish I had it back. WM 741's dad restored one and kept it until 2006. Biggest regret, letting it go. Altogether, these stories paint the same picture. The RM250Z was a dream for skilled riders, and pure terror for anyone who wasn't ready for its ferocity. Section 4. How it stacked up against rivals. In 1982, Honda, Yamaha and Kawasaki all had what magazines politely called off years. Suzuki saw the opening and took the throne. By 1983, the others had caught up, but the 1982 250Z remains a high water mark, a rare moment where one bike was clearly undeniably the best in its class. Even during the mid-80s slump for Suzuki's RM line, the 82 stood alone as a shining moment in the brand's motocross history. So there you have it, the 1982 Suzuki RM250, a bike that didn't just win races, it left stories. And decades later, those stories are still rolling in. If you ever rode one, raced one, or even had a moment where it scared the life out of you, drop your tale in the comments. Your memories might be featured in a future episode of Riders Tales. Like, subscribe, and keep those legends alive. Until next time, thanks for watching. Mike from Moto Touro.